This is another thing that I never ever know what time of year it is. And I think part of that's now because I'm always over here in the Caribbean thinking it's hot and sunny and slightly shocked when I get home and discover that we've had snow or something like that. But it's also because we're always working ahead. We're always looking 5 or 6 months ahead at least, if not sometimes at least a year ahead to develop products. I mean, I've told some of you at my other talks, we've been working on products for the Olympics, and I've been involved there for over 700 days already. So we've been aiming at August 2012 for so long that I kind of can't believe it's 2011 and we're just over a year away from it now. But also, at this time of year, when everybody's thinking about Easter eggs, our Easter eggs were all shot in November. All our Easter recipes were written in October and November last year. The very last of them were written in December. We're finalising Christmas products with clients and making sure they can get them right, because by July all the magazines will need to see them, and then they'll be into full production. Some things that can freeze or have long shelf lives they'll start making in June and July, so that there's enough of them. And so I always have strange things in the freezer that I know we might need, like Brussels sprouts, which you'll need in July when nobody else wants to know about them, cranberries, and I know other people that I can phone that will have the same things. And we also use a model maker who makes things for us, so when we need specific mushrooms out of season for a shot or a photo, we can phone this guy and he can make us a really convincing replica. And we had to go and plant mushrooms once in a wood so that a film crew could film somebody picking them, and it was, I think, 6 months out of season. We've also flown mushrooms from South Africa before for a shot for a cooker company, and the fact we didn't know at the time, they wanted us to photograph the hob and have this guy in the woods picking mushrooms and then come back in and cook the mushrooms on the hob. And so we had to fly the actual mushrooms that we were going to use from South Africa. They arrived frozen, but we knew we could freshen them up, make them look good on camera, and they were set mushrooms. They cost us £1,800 because we had to fly them in. And the crew all got a mushroom omelette for lunch with those mushrooms, because once they defrosted there was nothing else that we could do with them. So I made everybody the most expensive mushroom omelette they'd ever eaten for lunch. But when the picture came out, it was a double-page spread in Good Housekeeping. One beautiful page of this guy wandering through the woods, and a shot about the size of a postage stamp of their hob. And quite honestly, we could have had any mushrooms in the world in that pot. You would never have known. Here's some of the other ways that we attract attention to people's products. We were doing sampling exercises for McCormick Schwartz, the big spice company, to show people how to use potato wedge seasoning. We were doing those all over the UK in shopping centres. And we had these two costume characters, a giant potato wedge and a packet of seasoning, who were going around attracting attention to what we were doing. The strangest thing happens when you bring costume characters in. People hit them. And we had to employ a minder. And I wish I'd had a camera with me. You wouldn't have believed this. Liverpool Street Station, middle of the rush hour, early morning. Men with briefcases, pushing them, swinging their feet at them. It was the strangest thing. But these two were professional actors, and they tell us that every time they're given a costume character outfit, somebody knocks lumps out of them. So I don't know why it happens, but that's what happens. But after the first day, when we saw what was happening, we had to employ a minder every day to mind our potato wedge so that nobody pushed them over. So it is funny, but we do a lot of that kind of work.